Yeah, so I've been a believer in Jesus since I was 16, and through several years, I was collegiate ministry. We were involved with that. I was actually in as a minister. I was a pastor of youth and missions and things like that, and I got fired, not because of any kind of like sin or wrongdoing. It just was. It's not really where God wanted us, and it just wasn't working out. And God had other things in store for us. The last thing we had ever heard from God, we felt was go to KC. We said, okay, Lord, and I crawled, crawled up here, and I was kind of done with faith. I wanted my kids to have that experience. I feel like God was done with me. Finally, we said we needed to find a church and really settle in on one. And we'd been attending a couple different ones and trying some things, and New City had been suggested to us as a place that really, like I said, I was broken. I was done with ministry, but the things that stirred my heart, New City was doing that, and so okay, I guess we'll go. I guess we'll try this out. And the last 7 years, God has been restoring through our relationship with New City, for sure. When New City, being a part of the church and hearing the sermons and the talks about giving and about the tithe, I had always kind of danced around that, and there was just a different time, different season that God had us in. Okay, God, you're restoring me, and you're doing all these things, and you're increasing my life, and you're bringing me along. Okay, let's do this thing. And so we started tithing and just seeing what God was doing through that even though we weren't making a whole lot, he was still taking care of us. And going through the discipleship process and having Charlie Blair and David Leonard just bringing some of the tools, things that I had heard throughout my life, and you see the examples of what making disciples looks like. You hear those stories, but to actually have it in the flesh and to experience it was it was life-changing. That's such a cliched way to put it, but it's what it was. Then the opportunity just to serve and be a part of a church that is doing great things, that just growing and seeing people come to know the Lord, getting the chance to baptize my own kids, the oldest two, and seeing it lived out at home and them seeing it at church. God has been in multiple ways restoring us and raising us up and preparing us for the future.